License. We're gonna start putting in the yard.
That's how it works in the alley.
Yeah.
Back 3 out, 3 1 out.
Yeah.
Well, if the neighbors are constructed, we share the driveway with them. Who's the neighbor
Hey, Mark, thank you for that information.
Oh, you're welcome. Yep.
How difficult was it to find that?
I don't think it was too bad. Sue went and, you know.
I ordered some and it's supposed to be.
Doug pointed it. Anyway, yeah, so I mean, I don't think it's over that long.
Yeah. Okay.
Just check.
Worked on it for, on and off for a couple days, but I mean,
Mill said.
when I say that, you know, it's probably 9 to 9:30 and then she had to go to meetings and she did some more, and then the next day she did a little more, so maybe an hour.
Any idea why it only went back to 2007 after that, 2002?
Well, that's just what, I just had to go back to home, so I could go, we could go back to
I was just wondering, maybe you didn't have the
maybe that's true, though, maybe we don't have it, maybe it's downstairs or something.
Yeah.
I got
That
12
could be, I
orders.
guess I just said if you can get 10 years, that's probably good. That's quite a bit. I wasn't sure how long it was gonna take her to get 10 years.
That's probably what
I was kind of surprised.
I was saying.
So many factors
I just said
zero.
Well, it's a possibility. You're so politically correct.
Well, you got on your building there in the back door. Ambulance garage.
Oh, it's,
It's not the combination.
yeah, that one broke. So it's the standard key that we have for our office. It's the same one. So if you've got that one, just use it.
If some, yeah, O2 gets delivered, let me know.
This thing is always on.
Wow, a little bit fast. Tweaking things.
When I playing city stuff, on Channel 4, is anything coming for
Big grandfather clock. I'm sure it'd be nice just to have an act. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, mine is working well too, but I got 7 o'clock. I go by the network for actual. 6:59. But I see fiddling with electronics in the corner, so I thought give them a little bit of time. Show right at 7. Well, shall we do the pledge and get the show on the road? Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we can call the October 9th, 2018 City Council meeting to order. All council members present. Engineer Ryan, Attorney Rigg, Administrator Balsing. Do we have any citizen comments? Apparently not. So do we have, are there any additions or corrections to the agenda, Mark?
I don't
I have nothing. So do we have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Consent agenda. Is there anything that should be removed from that, or do we have a motion to accept it as printed?
So moved again.
We'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Moving right along here. We have nothing listed under presentations, public hearings, proclamations, etc. So we can move on to item 7, engineering, and after that, item A, Centennial Drive paving update.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, council. We talked with the contractor today, this afternoon, and no surprise to anybody, it's raining a lot recently. The contractor is behind schedule on the projects he's currently working on, which in turn means it's going to take him longer before he can get over here and start Centennial Drive. He said realistically, he's at least 2 weeks away from being able to start Centennial Drive. So if all goes well, he could be here the week of October 29th. Now, the discussion we had with him today is, essentially all we can do is monitor his progress and his schedule, when he's going to be available to just kind of work in Centennial Drive, and monitor the forecast and the weather, and if we've still got a good weather and window of opportunity to build that road, get it built. We did talk with him about whether or not he's confident he can get the work done this year, and he is saying that if things stay right now the way they're projected, he should be able to. But if they continue to be delayed, he's going to be concerned. We talked to him about the possibility of, if he can't get done this year, and he has said that he'll put in writing he will honor his price for the spring of 2019 to do the work if the weather conditions won't allow it to get done this year. And we discussed that with the Public Works Director today as well, and he's aware of that. It's essentially, we don't want to force the project and have it come out poorly.
No.
If we're going to spend the money, we want to make sure it turns out well. So I guess that's the practical upshot, is that we're going to monitor the conditions, and when the contract is available, if the conditions are still good, the project will get done. But if we don't have sufficient window.
The weather is such that they can actually get in and get it started, they should have no problem finishing it.
Right, it'll go quick but we don't want to be out there trying to pave when it's 30 degrees or 35 degrees. We want to make sure that we've got good weather to get quality results. So
I do have a concern, not only with the weather, but the condition of the soil. Right now, we've got so much rain that everything is so saturated.
yeah.
So I think, I'd like to say, let's hold off till next spring. That way, he can get all his other project done. He's not being pushed on them.
Yeah.
And he knows that if he's going to honor the contract next spring, I think we can do a better job.
Yeah.
And
Yep. I think right now that's the way the discussion was left. Was
Certainly err on the side of caution.
we're not forcing him to get it done this year. He's going to get his projects done. See when he's available. See what the conditions are like. And if it's okay, we'll do it. If not, then he'll put it in writing that he'll do it next spring for the same
And
price.
probably should get it in writing if necessary, that's the city and the city engineer's call as to whether they should proceed this year or not.
That's rolling the dice. I say hold off until next spring.
I think
That foundation of that road and where I've been is not good. It's like spring thaw. And if it turns colder, that hasn't had a chance to literally dry itself or to firm itself up. So I say this year, I would really like to wait until next spring within a reasonable time for them to get going on it.
And that's just it too, is you're not going to get many good drying days at this point. I mean, even if you do get sunny days, the sun angle just isn't there anymore, and that soil takes longer to dry and for things to firm up. So we can certainly relay that based on discussion that the council has indicated. At this point, the preference would be just to plan for next year.
Yeah.
And then relieve any pressure from the contractor of trying to.
Yeah, let him do his other ones, get this one all the way in the spring.
the spring.
Yeah, we'll relay that message back to him, and and then if he's agreeable to that, we'll get it put in writing, and we can actually bring it back to the next council meeting just to
That would be good.
formally document it that
Yeah.
the contract's being extended the next spring for the same prices.
Yeah, I'd say he should, certainly have it on his work orders for, let's say, June.
Yeah, usually you can start construction mid-May, when, a typical year, so. I would think if he's out there sometime early part of June, easily could get it done by June 30th if we put that kind of completion date.
Okay, then we can move on to the item B under engineering, the Red Wing Avenue project.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In your packet is a memo with a couple of attachments from me. This is a project we've been talking about for a while. And if you recall, back in April, we had a work session where we talked about the existing conditions, the types of improvements we might have, some of the data we need to collect, and we talked also about schedule and about financing. And from that work session, the result of the discussion was that financially, it worked better for the city to target 2020 construction. And so our preliminary schedule was laid out that would result in a project being built in 2020 if the council wanted to develop that project. In April, you would authorize some of the very preliminary activities, just as some of the data collection, inspections of the manholes, delineating of wetlands, those types of things. And we had targeted for the fall of this year to do a couple of the final preliminary activities, which would include a topographic survey and getting the soil borings done. And that information would be necessary to do the preliminary design in order to get a feasibility report done. Remember, in general terms, the preliminary schedule that was laid out for the project was to get all that data collected here in 18 so that we could do the report over the winter, have a public hearing in the spring, and if the city wanted to continue developing it, then you could order the official plans and specifications next summer, get those done, bid it roughly a year from now, and then it would be ready for construction in spring of 2020. So at this time, the reason we're bringing it to you now is obviously that it's more efficient and you get better results to do the survey before the snow flies. So if we got authorization from you tonight, we could get that survey scheduled and get it done probably by middle of November or by Thanksgiving at the latest. Well, we've still got decent conditions up there to see the edges of the roads, see the edges of the sidewalks, get everything shot and recorded accurately. And same thing with the soil borings, get that scheduled so we can get out there and get those done before the frost gets into the ground and gets too deep, so that we can just get the data collected. Yep. So anticipated costs, as we had put in the presentation back in April, the topographic survey would be done by us. We'd have our own survey crew come up and do that. The estimated cost would be $15,000 to $18,000, depending on exactly how many hours it takes them to collect all the data. The geotechnical investigation, we would put together an RFP and get quotes from a firm. And with your authorization, we could just select then which firm we think is the low price and the best value for the city, authorize them to do that work. The cost we estimate will be between $7,500 and $10,000. Of course, that's going to be dependent on the quotes we get from the companies. But those are the estimates that we have for you to consider tonight. So if the city is interested in continuing to develop a project for Redwood Avenue and along the preliminary schedule that was laid out from the work session back in April, then the items for consideration tonight by the council would be authorizing the topographic survey and authorizing us to coordinate the geotechnical activities.
When would that be payable? This year or next year?
We could work with the city if there's a preference.
Yeah, I think either way is fine. For sure, the soil borings, I'm not too concerned. The topographic survey, I'd have to look at things and try to sue, but I don't know if that's gonna be a big, you know, it all comes down to this would all be paid back when we do the financing for the project, but that probably won't be till 20, maybe later next year, but probably 2020.
Realistically, our cycles of invoices too, our invoices usually come out around the 20th or 25th of the month, and therefore the preceding month. So if we do this work, let's say the work carries past November 1st, then the invoice would probably come right around the week before Christmas, covering our time in November.
Which
So
is
essentially, yeah, so then it would probably go to the January council meeting for
that's what I'm
the claim.
guessing it'll be next year.
Yeah.
Especially the geotech is you guys will hire someone, get them a company,
Yeah.
get them scheduled. Well, by the time all that happens, you know, they do the work, they bill us, it probably will be next year.
So it doesn't make any difference as far as.
No, probably not. No, it doesn't make, we have to front a bunch of the costs like with any project like this. We have to front the planning costs, the feasibility study, all that stuff, and then it's paid back when we actually, when the project is financed, when it starts. So.
Well, don't think there's much doubt in anyone's mind that that road is one of our major needs right now. It's a major route through town, and it took a real serious beating a few years ago with all those heavy trucks running down it. Plus, there are some parts of the infrastructure under that road that never have been brought up to modern standards. And desperately need that. Could we get by for another couple of years? Sure, we could. Should we? I don't think so.
The whole storm drainage,
That's
that's
We
probably the
had-
biggest.
That's the problem. We had a real good example of what that can do
The
to
whole
us.
southwest part of town drains into that, so.
Yeah.
It's like anything, you wait, but a couple of years from now, we'll have other projects, and
Yep.
this council's always been trying to stay on top of things, so.
And we always said, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right.
Oh, absolutely. It is a major, important route.
Does this require 2 motions or can it be done in 1?
I'd probably do 2 motions, I think. Yeah, because they're 2 separate items, and one of them is, you know, the borings, I mean, Joel's gonna come back with, we're gonna come back with,
Yeah.
you know, the quotes, or
Well,
whatever you
it's
get
just
for
a
those.
matter of,
So that one, you're not really,
informing his,
it's just, he's gonna move ahead and get quotes. The other one, the survey, they will, do that themselves, you know, both of them will do that work. So, yeah, they should be approved separately.
I think for the geotech, if there's a firm that gives us a good price and has availability, you know, it'd be good if we had the ability as a staff, you know, if we, I'm not sure if we can set the direction up that way.
well, it's not a large enough amount that it would require it to be brought back to the council, would it?
I think that we can kind of, well, I don't know how you would just say, okay, Joe, go ahead and we negotiate.
Well, the way we could do it, I suppose we could make the geotechnical firm a sub-consultant to us.
Yeah,
So
that's
you could
what we
authorize us to do the
it.
work, and then if we get quotes, if we have a quote that we feel, and we're after reviewing the quotes with you, that we have a quote that we feel is reasonable, has a good time frame,
Yeah,
the billing could go through us as a
that's how you have
sub-consultant.
to do it, though.
And then you would just authorize us to
You
do
agree with that?
I do,
Well, I would move we go ahead with the topographic survey. I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
You were successful with that.
I would also move that we go ahead with the soil borings with Bolton and Mancac. You would work as, they would be
sub-consultant.
a sub-consultant. And again, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And that motion passes. Good. People up on Red Wing Avenue can feel a little bit happier that their road will be in better shape in the foreseeable future. Not as quickly as we wish it would be, but these things never are as quick as we wish they would be. Okay, we move on to legal then, and the one item there is resolution 2018-14, authorizing sale of firearms. Authorizing the police department to sell 6, I don't think obsolete is the precisely right word for it, but no longer needed in the department's inventory pistols to Alman and
I have a question for Lee. These guns,
Sorry, I was doing computer stuff.
how do these guns get obsolete?
They're not obsolete. Like anything else, modern technology has made things a little bit better. The new guns have a little more newer internal workings. The grips are a little bit different. So with the variety of officers that we have, you can add back straps to them and so forth. So if you have an officer with a smaller hand, you can take our back strap, add a back strap, things like this. We don't do this here, but the newer guns have a rail on the bottom, so if you wanted to add a light to it or something like that, you could. For the older ones,
Rail?
pardon me?
The famous Picatinny rail?
It's like that, yeah. The ones that
Or
we
a
have.
laser, or
Yeah.
flashlight,
Yeah,
or...
absolutely. You could add stuff to it where the Gen 1s that we have are not that way. So what we did was we bought those used guns from Dodge County that are newer. And so now we have extra of the first ones that we had. When we first came back as a PD, we got those from the county. So our deal was, you know, when we left as a PD, we sold them everything for $1, and we bought everything back for $1. And so the guns they gave us were Gen 1 Glocks. Now they're, I don't know, Gen 6 or 7, I have no idea. But we have some Gen 4s now that we're using, that we bought used from Dodge County. So I'm just not a fan of having a lot of extra guns lying around.
So, let me get this, so you got used guns from Dodge County, and they got new guns, so it's kind of a recycle type deal.
Yeah, and Dodge went to 9mm, we stayed with a 40 caliber handgun. So a lot of agencies have done that, we've decided to stay with 40. So we're buying newer used guns, and then we're going to sell the older used guns that we have.
So there's not a lot of money outlay on
Oh,
those.
no.
Kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's really, it's freeing up some room for storage and.
And bringing in some cash.
Yeah. I'm just
Other
a fan of having a lot of extra firearms lying around. So no, we're not really spending much money.
Why is gun number 6 without a serial number?
It's a 007 top secret thing. I'm kidding. It's really not. It sounded like a really good answer, but no, what really it is.
That's where you can't buy it.
Officer Amy has had an issue to her, and she was off the day I was getting the serial numbers. And so I didn't have that one yet, so that one will.
I was wondering if it had been filed off.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like that. I did like my 007 answer though, that was,
Yeah.
no, it'll be written in there, we just didn't have it at the time.
Chief, I got a question for you. Is that gonna be like a gross sale, all of them at one price, or are they gonna be on an individual basis?
No, it's all one price. I took 3 guns to Almonds of 3 different various usages, mine, a part-time officers, and then like an extra one that we had, just to kind of give them a rough overview of what we had. And that was just the price per firearm. We said, this is how we do it, and they do this quite a bit. A lot of agencies will trade in guns. I know we bought 1 or 2 of our shotguns from them used that came in from another agency. So we actually buy, when we buy guns and so forth, we really try to buy used a great deal.
What do you figure the value is?
I believe the guns are going to be roughly $200 per firearm. I believe.
Do they, go ahead.
Say, with all that being said, I'll make a motion to pass resolution 2018-14.
And I will second that, since I haven't done so yet this evening.
I just had a quick question.
Yeah.
Do these guns get farmed out, so they might be sold out of California or?
That's a great question for Almonds. I know what could happen is they'll take these guns, they'll put them maybe on like a broker's website, they'll maybe just put them all in their showcase and people can buy them there. A used 40 caliber handgun, I still think that's quite a bit of value. I'm sure tons of people still buy one, but I know a lot of people nowadays want to carry a 9mm. But I'm old school, I like the 40s, so we've been carrying 40s for a long time.
And to me, the 40 is the new style.
Yeah, yep.
And that's from
Way back in the day.
1908 originally.
Yeah, they've come a long way with bullets and so forth. A lot of agencies feel that the 9 is a better round, but I like the 40. You always have good luck with it. And it's just-
So we have a motion and a second, and I will call for a vote on resolution 2018-14. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna get it done. And the next thing on the agenda, which actually is kind of a non-item, was a misunderstanding on the change to the personnel policy, and I spoke to Superintendent Eggert, and no, he wasn't objecting to the 30-minute response time. There was a misunderstanding on the distance versus response time. He told me he is perfectly fine with 30-minute response. So we have no motion needed, no change needed, and if in the future the KMU Commission chooses to come up with a different policy, being a statutory commission, they can do so.
Correct.
So then we would get on to new business, resolution 2018-13, approving cooperative snow removal agreement with Minnesota Department of Transportation. And what is the proposed rate for this year?
Well,
65, wasn't it?
165 is what I would recommend at this point, that's what we charged last year.
Okay,
So,
Last year was the year we raised it, correct?
Yep,
15%, yes.
yeah, MinDOT just hasn't put together the new resolution, but what I'd like to do is get it out, get that, the rate set now, and then when they send us the forms and whatever we need, then we'll just turn that around. If they come in here in November, that's not gonna be a lot of time to be messing around with it. So I'd like to get this, get the rates approved tonight, and then we can, finish up the agreement and everything with them next month.
Any chance that they would say, no, that's too much of an increase, or?
Well, it's the same rate we charged last year,
From what they paid last winter.
is what we're talking about. I mean, that's what I'd recommend, is charge them the same as we did last year.
But there has been,
No, but last year was 150, wasn't it?
there has been a substantial
It
fuel
was the year
cost.
before, it was 150.
okay.
Last year, it was 165.
So I'd like to see it raised just to cover our fuel costs. Over last year, over this year, the diesel fuel was really
Okay.
skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So I don't know, do you wanna go up like $10 or something? I guess I wouldn't go too much, I mean, I wouldn't recommend going too much.
I would put about 175. I don't think that's out of line at all.
Well, fuel has gone up, again, it's all prorated, but I know it's gone up at least 15 cents, or 10 cents, I should say, since I fuel last.
They're talking
Gallon.
30 cents a gallon.
Yeah. You burn about, depends on as much, maximum 12 gallons an hour, so. I'd say a minimum of 5, maybe a max of 10. How about 750? Go that way.
How about someone make a motion and see if it draws a second?
I'll make a motion, we go to 175. Simple.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And approve appointment of new firemen. Scott, do you have anything you wish to say on 3 new firemen?
I'd just like to say we had great interviews and looking forward to getting back to full staff here.
Motion to approve hiring the 3 new firemen, Travis Washburn, Kelly Chrysler, and Aaron Steigen.
Sounds good. Yep.
So moved.
Let's see it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Minnesota Municipal Beverage Association resolution against expansion of off-sale liquor sales to grocery and convenience stores. This has been a perennial issue in a lot of places, and for several reasons. One being competition with the municipal store, which is supposed to be raising money to help defray other costs of city operations. Also, because the enforcement situation is that much more difficult and that much more likelihood of various legal issues of getting liquor sales into grocery stores and convenience stores. I very much think that we should pass a resolution against this. We don't have an example here, or we don't have a resolution for us. We have a couple of examples of what other cities have done, and I would make a motion that we direct staff to put together a similar resolution for us, which I suppose we would need to vote on at our November meeting. Or if we can direct its preparation and approve it in one motion, I would do so now.
If you're comfortable with one of the drafts, you certainly could do that. It'd be easier, I suppose, if you brought one back, but no, I think if you are comfortable with one of the two drafts that are here, certainly you can direct staff to make appropriate changes and adopt it right now, if that's what you desire.
Gentlemen, comments?
What's your feeling, Mark?
No, I think you could just adopt a resolution, whatever the next number is, and against it, and then just, you know, the one from Bagley I think is good. You know, the second one, they're both pretty similar, but Ridgey's looks more like ours from that standpoint, but so, yeah, I think either one, maybe the Bemidji one would be better.
I would suggest the Bemidji,
Now that I'm going through that, yeah, so I think the Bemidji one would be better.
yeah.
It's got some more clear bullet points there, and I think that probably be a better one for
How does our liquor store do with underage sales? Any ideas? I mean, do the people, the kids in Kenyon not get any liquor at all?
We haven't had any issues with that. I think everybody, having local staff kind of know everybody, and we have not had any reports of that.
I haven't heard anybody trying
No.
since I've been here. So, I think they're doing a good job.
I'm not gonna say.
I know there have been the investigators that will come around and try to purchase at different
Yeah,
stores.
that usually comes back to me pretty fast.
They have been,
Haven't heard anything,
not recently, no,
no, but a couple of years ago.
a couple of years ago it happened. And I'm sure Lee would agree that this opens up just a lot of extra enforcement issues and
Yes, it does.
much cost for no benefit. So that would be, what is our next?
2018, 15?
15?
Yeah, 15.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will make the motion that we direct staff to, using the example of the resolution here from Bemidji, make those necessary changes to make it applicable to Kenyon. And that would be resolution 2018-15 to oppose expansion of off-sale liquor to grocery and convenience stores. Second? Did you already? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Wonderful.
I just got one question on one Bemidji. where it says, now hereby be it resolved that the city council of the city of Bemidji hereby opposes the sale of strong beer, spirits, and wine in grocery store. Can be a little bit stronger than wording than that, I mean.
This is for the legislature.
Yeah, oh,
This is a resolution
For the
from
legislature.
us
Just of
to
support.
direct the legislature that we do not wish them to change
They
things.
could still
I follow.
pass it.
But I can try to,
They can still go over our
look at how it's
heads.
worded, yeah,
It
that's
should
fine.
be tweaked just a little bit, but yeah, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
We don't have the steering wheel in our hands, we're telling the bus driver which way we want to go.
That sounds like quite.
Good one, Mike, good one.
Well, that is exactly what it amounts to.
There you go.
Other business. Schedule of upcoming meetings, we have KMU meeting on Wednesday, October 17th, 6 p.m. Our next regular city council meeting, Tuesday, November 13th at 7. Township fire contract meeting, Tuesday, December 4th at 6 p.m., followed at 6:30 by the 2018 budget and levy public meeting. Council staff general comments.
please quit raining so we can get in the fields.
I have no control whatsoever over that, Doug, and if you do, please do something.
You might be a good deal to invest in some tow straps, you know, whoever's selling them, you know, get some shares and tow trucks. I'm afraid gonna be.
Well, I just acquired a 1989 wheel horse, 20 horsepower tractor with a snowblower on it, so that's the best medicine I can provide. If I have the equipment, I won't need to use it, I hope. Yes, we know about that.
And I have no comments. It's applicable.
I was gonna address this last time and I forgot until after the meeting, but myself and some other council members have repeatedly consulted about all the recreational vehicles in town and their parking and blocking views of people out of their houses. I looked up the ordinance, and the only thing we have in the ordinance is you can't park in the street for in excess of 24 hours. So I guess what I'm saying is, if you have an RV, trailer, camper, use some common sense. Don't try to mess up your neighbor's views. There was one Sunday I was approached and I took a drive, and there was a trailer in front of the people's house, and there was one in the driveway next door, and they had no view except the trailer. So please use some common sense in where you park your trailers.
Well, I agree with you, John.
There's amazing number of trailers and RVs, self-propelled units that baffled me. Anything else, Mark? In that case, I would call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.